Hi, my name is Kristen Watt.
My name is Deanshay Watts. It took us 3 times to get this right. So this is our final take.
Yes.
So, wow. Okay.
Yes.
3 times.
3 times. So we are coming to you all from our house. We would like to first say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, 2018.
2018. That's crazy.
You got any New Year's like resolutions?
I have a couple.
I'm your husband and I don't know about
Well, anyway.
it. Okay.
So we would like to come to you all to talk to you guys about what to look for in a spouse. So it is engagement season. We all know someone, family, friend, cousin, whoever, who just got engaged. And I know during this season in my life when I was single, I was happy for people, but at the same time, I was really sad because I wasn't talking to anyone. So we're going to come to you today and talk to you again about what to look for in a spouse.
Yes, because this is extremely important. And also, men, we get depressed too. It's winter time and, we get lonely and we want relationships. We want to be engaged, we want to be married. So this video is for both men and women.
Good, very good.
Yeah.
So we have 5 characteristics that we were looking for when we were writing in our journals about what we're looking for in a spouse. Do you want to start, babe?
Yes. And I want to say something.
Okay.
My 5 things now are more refined than what they were when I wrote in my journal, which we're going to talk about that later.
Later. Yeah,
Okay.
we should.
Later.
We should.
Yeah.
So take it away, babes.
All right. So the number one thing that I was looking for was attraction, physical attraction. I know you're like, you know, yes, that's it, physical attraction.
Yes.
For a man, I think that's like number one. We have to be attracted to the woman that we're talking to, and that's that simple. So always be ready. If you're going to the grocery store, you're going to Walmart, Publix, always be ready. But I must admit that as men, we must also always
I
be
agree
ready.
with that.
We can't be looking dusty and expect you to look, all dapper. So we got to be ready as well. So my number one trait, I know this is shallow, don't judge me.
Judge it.
Physical attraction.
Yes. Mine was not so shallow. My number one trait or characteristic was for my spouse not only to love me, but also to respect me. That was extremely important for me. Loving my spouse, more importantly, liking my spouse was extremely important. But the icing on the cake was respect. I wanted my husband to respect me.
And you know what, fellas, I'm gonna be honest. I heard a lot of women discuss like love. I need somebody that loves me. When I heard the word respect, I was like, huh? She was like, yeah, respect. I'm like, okay. So you know what? It's common sense, really.
Yeah.
So men, hey, women want respect too. They don't just want love; they want respect.
RESPECT.
That's right. Number two on my list was something that I think a lot of men can appreciate. It was a healthy self-esteem. I wanted a woman that knew who she was and that was confident in her own self. Not to say that she did not have flaws or vulnerabilities, but someone who had a firm grip on who she was. That was extremely important for me. It's just a healthy self-esteem. Confidence is extremely attractive. Knowing who you are is extremely attractive. Having goals, having different values, and one of the things she did in the beginning was I just knew I had to come correct all the time. I knew that because I knew that if I did not come correct, hey, I would have missed out. So I wanted that though, and believe that or not, ladies, when God sends you that right man, He's gonna know. Like you know what, this is not going to be easy, but it's going to be right.
Yes, yes. My number 2 characteristic or trait was leadership. At the time when I was writing in my journal, it was 2015, and I had just started my PhD program. I knew that it was going to be extremely rigorous, and I wasn't really going to have a whole bunch of time to dilly dally, basically. So I needed someone who was um, could kind of do their own thing. They were able to do their own projects, and I was able to do my own projects. I had late night classes. We would just make time in between or before my late classes to talk or to communicate with each other before we went to bed, that kind of thing. So making sure that they were a leader, but also they could kind of do their own thing without me being involved or having to be involved in every little single aspect of something.
Yeah, you know what? I just was thinking. I did a podcast a while ago about leadership,
Yes, you did.
and I want you to sort of break down the type of leader. And I think this is important because you just don't want somebody that's just got his muscles up in the air and saying, "Hey, let's go do this." What kind of leader were you looking for in me?
I was looking.
Catching you off guard, huh?
You really are, and I hate that you did this because we did not practice this. What kind of leader was I looking for? Someone who was autonomous, someone who also was not um
I got you, domineering.
thirsty. Yeah, thirsty. Like someone who was a leader without having to throw his weight around because that really would bother me. So and he does a very good job of that. Like he is the leader of the house, but at the same time, like he doesn't just make decisions without me. We sit down and we talk about pretty much everything. So yeah, did that answer your question?
Yes, and you know what? To all the men out there, I have to give credit to one special man in my life, which is my dad.
Yes,
My dad, I really have a lot of respect for his leadership
he did.
abilities.
Yeah,
So getting off subject, but
yeah,
so every man has to model somebody. Basically, that's what I'm saying.
very good.
So number three on my list was friendship. One of the things that I know for a fact that's important for most men is to be able to just simply talk to you, just simply be able to, chill out, watch the football game. One of the things that I loved about her was that, like, I almost lost her in the beginning too, by the way. I'm a Mississippi State fan and an Alabama fan. I know, don't criticize me. My heart's in two places, okay? And that's just the way it's going to be. But when I first met her, I sent her like a text message of like a Mississippi State Hell State sign. And see, I didn't know that she was like a fanatic Alabama fan. Like if the other team score any points, it's over with for her. Like she just flips out. So I love the fact that we could just watch a football game together. We could talk. We could have fun. So just being, a friend,
Yeah,
to me that's very important, and I'm pretty sure it's important for all men.
I would have to agree with that. All right, my number three characteristic or trait was to have fun. For those of you who know me, or most of my friends know me very well, they know that I am extremely silly and goofy.
Cheers.
I am. So, someone who took their life too seriously or couldn't have fun was not the spouse for me. I'm one of those people who will just impromptu, like, let's sing, let's dance, all the above. And this one right here can put up with that. So, that was something that was extremely important for me.
Okay. And number four for me on this list was family. So I love my family. I love my mama. I love my daddy. I'm a mama's boy.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way,
No, no, no.
but I love my mama. And for me, it was important to be able to bring Kristen to my mama and know that they can get along, that their personalities will match. Not that I needed her approval, but just that they got along. And I also needed to get along with her family. One of the things that attracted me to Kristen was the fact that her dad, when we first met, he was had a little grease towel wiping his hands down.
Mafia style.
Yeah, mafia style, So we went to sit on the patio and he went into his whole spiel about his daughter. He'd never been to jail before, but he would go for his daughter. But you know what? I had a lot of respect for him as a man because you know what? I was like, if he respects his daughter and thinks that highly of his daughter, then I must do the same. That's the way it has to be. So for all you men out there, I think it's extremely important that you set the bar, for your daughter. Um, it's one of the reasons why I love her family. So family was extremely important to me because do not diminish the importance of the in-laws.
Yeah,
The in-laws are
it's a big
extremely
deal.
important. Everybody told me that before I got married.
It's a
Listen,
big deal.
you're married to the family too.
Yeah,
So, get with a good family.
yeah, I agree. My number four was affection. I am also extremely affectionate. I like to, okay, weirdo. Also extremely affectionate. I like to hold hands. I like to cuddle. And I wanted a spouse that was also going to be able to hold hands and show PDA in public and not just, well, it's public, but to show affection in public and not just at the house. So that was important for me to someone who I could be affectionate towards.
And you know what, men? That's not on my list. But you know what? Men need affection too. So affection is important for men as well.
Yeah. All right. So our number five trait was actually the same, and it was space. So you want
Yes.
to talk about that, babes?
Yes. So this is for all the men out there that are like, you know what? I think God, this man said this. You know, let's face it. Some people and this is not based off of sex, because some men can be clingy as well. But I needed space, and I needed like the right kind of space. So let me explain what I mean. I need you to text me still.
Right.
I still need to hear from you every day. You know what I'm saying? But I needed space. I needed to be able to get off of work, wind down a little bit. Or if I had a bad day, maybe just a phone call would suffice. But I needed space because I don't like being cluttered.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like feeling claustrophobic. So for me, space was extremely, extremely, extremely important. So that's what I needed. And guess what? Even now we're married. Guess
And
what?
we still
We
give each
still
other
need
space.
space.
Yeah, we still, that's important. That was something that was important for us when we first started talking. So,
To be raising my hand like they do in church.
oh,
I want to say this because I've heard this. When I say the appropriate amount of space, this is extremely important. I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm gonna go ahead and spill the beans to all the ladies. This man should still be talking to you
oh
every
yeah,
day.
totally.
He should still be
There
texting
should
you.
not be time
He should
limits.
still be contacting you. Just
Yeah,
because you need space don't mean that you just go ghost and you don't talk to somebody at all.
no,
That's not acceptable. That's not space that is needed. That is something else that is a bigger problem.
I
So
agree.
you still should be able to communicate daily to that person, regardless of how much space you think you need. I'm done.
I agree. I totally agree with that. So take it away, babes.
All right, so we made this video, not for you to take our 5 top things and make it your own. It's up to you to know what you want. Maybe for you, it's 3 things that you know you need. But if you listen to people on Facebook, if you talk to some people, they'll make you feel bad. They'll make you feel like you're being too picky
Yeah,
or, your standards are too high. There's nothing wrong with knowing what you want in your spouse because don't forget, if you get with the wrong person that don't have some of these things that you know you need, guess what? They're going to bring out the worst in you.
oh, yeah.
And you need to get with somebody that's going to bring out the best in you.
Great.
So here's what I did. This is a true story. I went on a fast, um, and I wrote down in my journal for the first time in like forever. It was the first time.
Oh,
it,
okay.
it was the first time. It was the first,
Okay.
first time forever. It was the first time. Because I was hungry. When you hungry, you got a lot of time to think and write. So I wrote in my journal,
Mm,
and I wrote what I want for my wife. Now, once again, it was very shallow. I
yeah.
mean, and she read it that way.
I did read it.
She. I'm sorry, I got that word wrong again.
No, you did.
I got it right.
Yeah.
She corrects me on my language, by the way. Anyway, autocorrector. But I wrote down what I wanted, and it was very shallow. It was pretty teeth, high cheekbones,
Yeah,
pretty skin. It was extremely shallow.
it was.
But you know what? God blessed me with 10 times more than what I really wrote down on that piece of paper. And I thank God for giving me more than what I asked for. So my challenge for each of you watching this video is to write down, get you a piece of paper out. It's 2018. We're gonna start putting our goals down on a piece of paper. Write down 3 to 5 things that you know you need to make you happy
Yeah.
with your spouse.
Yeah.
And you're gonna pray about it, and you're gonna be patient. You're gonna stay encouraged, and God's gonna work that thing out for you.